Join me for a very mundane, ordinary day as a stay-at-home homeschooling mom. My day starts somewhere in the 5 o'clock hour where I come downstairs, I get my cats fed, and then I walk up to that espresso machine and I make myself my latte, which is the highlight of my day. I end up on the couch and I either read on my Kindle like I did this morning, or get a little bit of social media work done, sometimes a little bit of homeschool prep. Then I eventually make my way upstairs to get ready, but taking this time for myself before my kids get up does not feel like a chore. It is the single thing that makes me feel able to be a good mom. Honestly, I don't know what I was doing without perfume for so long, because just a couple spritz, I either do the Vanilla Skin or the Merit Retrospect. It makes me feel so good if I don't choke on it. Making their tea that they have every morning when they wake up. We used to do like actual like decaf tea, and lately they just like warm water, and I get like raw organic honey and stir it in with my little like stick frother. And they all have a glass of that like immediately upon waking, and they all ask for it right away. They love it. It's very cute and cozy. And then they usually take this and they like scatter and do their independent thing in the morning. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they will fight if I don't do the exact same amount for these 3 big ones, so I need to balance them out.
Going to tea and they saw her hair.
Thank you. How's the tea?
Good.
Hi. Your dirty face. Anger, Mona almost tripped over Skid and the snail. His glasses were polished so they shone. His shell too. It looked like it was coated with a special glittery slime. Said Mona. Yes, your parent. What is he telling her?
That she saw her parents.
Oh, in regards to them, I'm afraid there were no entries. How do you think Mona's gonna feel after that?
Sad.
Yeah. Immediately, Mona's heart sank. Friends were still competing. Mona could shut the door, but there was number one skill of homeschool moms is reading the room, and I knew that my oldest needed something different to get her work done today, so we did this mini lo-fi channel on YouTube. Put her on the couch with her school, and that was nice. I just did some laundry and picked out outfits for the babies and stuff while she was working on her independent stuff. It's really nice how as they get older, there's more independent work, so I can multitask. So I decided that we are going to go to the library. It's raining outside, so it might be a complete disaster, and I'm afraid that all of the park moms are going to be at the library today. I feel like that's one thing about homeschools that has made me very averse to kid public places during when the school crowd is there, because we usually get to go in the mornings and stuff. But I'm keeping this half of our library books. I have a bunch of holds to pick up today too, which maybe I'll share at the end of the video. But I wanted to give quick reviews of the ones that I am returning to the library. So the first is Goodnight Peter Rabbit. Goodnight Peter. And it's just a little Peter Rabbit board book. This was cute. I read it for bedtime one day. Nothing special. This one is the only non-children's book, and it is the Martha Stewart homemaking. You can hand that one to me. What is it called? Homekeeping Handbook. This is a Bible encyclopedia. It is wildly thick. I browsed through it, but this is just not something that realistically I think I'd be I have a stain. Let me see what Martha says and pull out this giant book. But Martha's all the rage right now, so I grabbed it. This one is the Uma's Wicked book. This is from Descendants. It's what Uma does on the Isle of the Lost. It's a chapter book, but she devoured this and disappeared for hours at a time reading this. So we got a couple other Descendants ones that we're gonna pick out today. How Many Hugs was just a little basic board book, nothing special. The Mrs. Pinnacle's Kitchen Alphabet. I love the Mrs. Pinnacle series, the bees, well, it's on the back. The birds, the bugs, the flower, the fruit, those are all good. The trees, the vegetables. This one was pretty lame. I would not recommend the kitchen one that much. We read Jan Brett's Snowy Nap. Oh, I have to sneeze. This one was really cute. Jan Brett, I feel all the books are really sweet, but we did a little hibernation unit, and this is what we talked about. Did you guys like Snowy Nap?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. This one was called We All Play, and it was not great. The illustrations were cute, but it was just not
It was half in Spanish.
Half in Spanish? I don't think it was Spanish. I don't know what language it was, actually. This was a Nancy Tillman book that we had never read before, Because You're Mine, and it was sweet, as Nancy Tillman books all are. I wouldn't say that it's my favorite by her, but it was cute. This is for Ocean. This is another board book, and these ones just say D is for dolphin, E is for, well, they're very short, but it was cute. We own the holiday versions of those guys. We read Little Sap. What did you think of Little Sap?
I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, it's about a baby tree, the little sapling and her mother, and they grow up together, and then the little sap turns into the mother sap at the end and has her own little sap. That was cute. We have
Fancy Nancy,
and The Wedding of the Century. Rosie, did you like this Fancy Nancy?
No.
No? It's not your favorite? We're big Fancy Nancy fans. We had Buffalo Fluffalo.
Fluffalo.
What did you guys think of this one?
That one was kind of funny because he was just a baby and his fur made him look like a big grown-up.
Yeah, he looks like a big, fluffy, mean buffalo. He was actually.
One.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Buffalo. Okay, well, all the kids said they like it. It wasn't my favorite, but that's okay. We have cubs in the tub, and we did like a little report on this yesterday. It's about the first female zookeeper in the 40s. You loved that one? Oh, Olive's covering herself in yogurt again. Olive, please don't. I just got you dressed. We have the climbing tree, and this one I showed in the last daily vlog, and my 3-year-old loved it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, you want to keep that one for another week? Okay, I'll read it again later. We can read that one for bedtime. And then this one is called Bear's Big Dreaming. This one was for our hibernation study, and it was just a cute little picture book. Nothing special. I don't really even remember much about it. But these ones are all going back, and then I think that I have at least 10 more holds, and then I have this basket that is staying with me. I think I'm starting to regret the decision to go now that we're all ready, because they're all just arguing. SOS. You and me both, Belle. We just pulled up to the library. Really was second guessing my decisions. Getting out the door, it was a rough go, but it looks like the parking lot's empty. I'm hoping that it'll be good and that we can have a nice outing. I need to show you my library bag. It's this National Geographic tote bag that I got sent in like a PR, but like look how cool this is. It's all the Nat Geo covers for the magazines. This is what I have our library books in. Hey, are we ready? I so desperately wish I was joking, but the library's effing closed. There's nothing that I hate more than having a rough day and then being like, tomorrow will be a good day, and like trying to have a good attitude and trying to rally and do something, and then it just not working out. And I get, this is small, but getting 4 little kids, hair done, getting them out the door and stuff, and packing up all these books in the rain, and then having the library be closed. It's only 10:27 right now, but I think we're gonna go to In-N-Out down the street and just get a very early lunch, get some hot chocolates for free because it's raining, get a Diet Coke, and hopefully turn the day around. Okay, I think this was a good decision, and it's gonna redeem our day. All of us, including me, are picky and just get meat, cheese, and bun. Got some cheese fries to share. I got a Diet Coke. They got free hot chocolate because it was raining. My official verdict is that In-N-Out can solve our problems, and a little caffeine is probably necessary. It is early afternoon now. Olive is napping, and I wanted to show you my homeschool cabinet. This is actually more like my art cabinet than a homeschool cabinet now, but I organized it and it has all of our art supplies, their little like books and projects and stuff. So I want to show you what's in here. So on the top shelf in here, I have this scrapbook. This is all our scrapbooking supplies. It's in one of these organizers, which is really nice. It's like a case that opens up, and then there's these individual little like photo boxes. Sorry for the glare. And they have like stickers and sequins and stuff like that in them. So it's nice because if we want to do like our little journal scrapbook situation, we can just pull the whole thing out. I have some like photo prints right here too. Then on this one down below, this is like all of our little notebooks, journals, stuff like that. So I have these really cute fashion illustration books. There's an artist named Holly Nichols that we follow, and these are all of her illustrations, and they use like nice alcohol markers for these. We have like a rainbow scratch art book. This is just like a sketchbook that's really nice for like colored pencils and stuff. A watercolor pad. This is another watercolor pad. A regular notebook, so cute. These are their little like junk journal, scrapbook journals. So I have mine, and then they each have theirs. These are just like little Hobby Lobby ones. They do scrapbook pages and stuff in. We have the other older daughter's fashion illustration book. Another notebook. This is like a story journal where they can draw pictures and write things that happen. Sticker book. This is just like a little craft that we have on hand. This foil fun. Another sticker book. And then this is colored construction paper. On the bottom, I have this assorted basket, and this is just like a little KiwiCo pencil case. And this is obviously the one that gets the most messy because random things end up coming to live in here. We have Shrinky Dink paper where they can color these. They get baked, they shrink down, and that has like keychains and stuff built in. A bead bracelet set in here for them. We have perler beads right there. I also have a little set of postcards. These are fun, so they can send mail. We have a couple of family members out of state or just local friends or whatever, so they can draw on this side, then address it here. My oldest especially is really into mail. This is colored pencils and some spare paper in here. And I have some just like watercolor markers right here. On the top on the side, I have all of these homeschool planners, and a couple of these are older. There's an old one, a current one, and then a future one. And I actually have not been using planners at all for homeschool. We've just been, plugging along at our curriculum and stuff and not planning in advance. But I'd like to get more organized and start using it again. These are the School Nest planners, and I really like these. So I have a couple of those. And then this is their planner that is just like a normal life planner, not for school specifically. I have a really beautiful copy of Winnie the Pooh. Okay, and there all the books go. This is kind of like an old school vintagey copy that's not in print anymore. That is so beautiful, and it's kind of special to me, and I like reading it aloud to them, so I keep it up here instead of like in the normal book rotation. And now the books are all toppled over, but this is just a handful of chapter books that we have that we could read from for the rest of the year. They came with our Book Shark curriculum that we got at the beginning of the school year for like history and literature. Didn't end up really using it, but we've read some of these. We read Anna Hibiscus. We've read this a couple years ago, but we'll probably read it again. We read this Heartwood Hotel book, but there's just a handful here that I have not integrated with our normal homeschool shelves. So they're living here. This is a Yodo card case. So we have 2 of these, but this is a lot of the Yodo cards that aren't like in current rotation. Then I just have these little like letter flashcards, a game of Uno, just kind of a couple random things right there. This shelf is already getting a little messy too. This is a caddy that just has tons of sharpened pencils, glue, scissors, stuff like that. This is a picture that one of them drew. This bag has like my journaling supplies, so my junk journal and my washi tape and some of my little stuff that I want to keep separate from like the group scrapbooking supplies. We have glitter glue right here. And then on this bottom shelf, it's just coloring supplies. So again, those pencil cases, we have colored pencils, a big bucket of crayons, and then this is just a couple random things. These are little like Post-it notes, and then some papers that need to be filed away, like little scrapbook papers. Okay, so now we're getting into the bottom. So that's the top glass cabinet, and then this is the shelf. I keep magnet locks on these. So these are really, really nice. You just use one of these little magnets to unlock it, so I can put stuff in here that I don't want the baby getting into. So here we have paper. This is just different color construction paper. This is like thick cardstock, but it's the size for the printer. I prefer to print on this, and I just get it with our charter funds. It's not super expensive, but it's much nicer than just like regular printer paper. But I have printer paper, cardstock, colored paper. These are laminator sheets. And then down here, I have just like some sticker paper. I have a little like light tracing board. So just some random things here. Up here I have just a bunch of backup ink cartridges, and then our printer. I don't have a fancy printer at all. It's really old. It's like a Canon TR series, but it does just fine. Then on this next shelf, we have more art supplies. We have a cattail here. This is our stash of alcohol markers. These are mostly what my big girls use because they are like permanent markers. It's basically like colored Sharpies. So you can see why I need to lock it up. A bunch of these don't have lids, but I just get these on Amazon. This is a whole other like little booklet of them. And these bins that I'm using right here, they do come with lids. These are just from Costco, and they're like 4 for $8 or something crazy. So we have a lot of those, and then I have a couple of these like acrylic ones that are just from Amazon. But this bin right here is all of our watercolor paint supplies. The girls are just painting behind me. So these are little watercolor palettes. And then I have like these flat watercolor palettes, tons of brushes in the bottom. I love these ones from Amazon. This is the brand Grabier. I don't know, but they're like little metallic-y ones. Hello, May. So just a ton of paint supplies there. And then this one has some more paint supplies, little palettes and stuff. And then I have like oil pastels. This bottom bin is my catch-all for random things that don't belong anywhere else. So I have another watercolor pad. I have a lot of these extra bags. I love these in varying sizes to hold supplies and whatnot. They're just like these little reusable zipper pouches that are really cheap on Amazon. This is a microscope that plugs into my laptop. I have some like math manipulative counter things right there. And then lids for my bins at the very bottom. And then these are little like card holders for card games so the kids don't have to hold the cards in their hands. Right here is a back stock of tempera paints that I've never used. We have like more paint in the pantry, like acrylic paint and stuff like that, but those are the tempera ones. And then right here, this is just a big stack of different activity books. So there are magic painting, there are dry erase books, there's a watercolor. There is a watercolor painting book. There's just all sorts of stuff right there. And then if you move to this cabinet that is above my espresso machine, this has more supplies in it, and I just organized this one too. This was looking terrifying. So this is like less stuff for the kids to reach for and more stuff for me. So on this bottom shelf, I have supplies like stapler, label maker, pencil sharpener. We have lighters like for candles and stuff. Hot glue gun. Over here are like my big boys. So we have my 3-hole punch, my laminator, my paper cutter. I have like my little binding machine back there that does like the ring binding and stuff. This is just back stock of glue, super glue, out of reach of little hands. We have just like more pencils and stuff with hair attached to it. Cool. Then I just have like candles and random things up there. This is just like etc. art supplies. and some like paint palettes and stuff that we don't use regularly. So that is just the actual like art supplies. And then I have a separate homeschool shelf, but I'm not gonna get into all of that today. I'm wrapping up today's vlog where I started it in the bathroom with a different cat, my Violet. And I am like, okay, this is so mundane, like no one cares. And like the quality of the clips, like I didn't have any like super aesthetic angles or anything, but I'm just realizing that like people don't care. And I'm also just kind of having a little bit of a funk right now. I feel like I'm just, I don't know, like more tired, lower mood. I'm having like worse ADHD symptoms than normal, where I'm like not wanting to make impulsive decisions. I'm definitely dopamine seeking right now and have been like for, I don't know, a week or so. And I feel like maybe just hormonally or something, I'm just feeling like a little off, a little more anxious. You're just tipping all over the place. Damn sticky, grippy, octobuddy thing. Okay. I'm just feeling a little more anxious and stuff than normal lately. And my mental health just ebbs and flows. I'm like usually in a pretty good state, but I just have like little bouts where it's just like not bad. And I'm really grateful for that because I've gone through phases like before kids where I've had to go on meds and stuff for anxiety. And I don't really deal with it like that now, but I just get in little bouts where I'm like struggling with little things, more overstimulated, you know, just external stressors and stuff get to me. And sometimes especially with YouTube, I found I'm getting in my head like, oh, well, all these girlies have the bougie camera, the bougie angles, the exciting, like come to Pilates with me, like all these things. And I just don't have that. I feel like my life right now is just very like rinse and repeat, simple, not like dramatic high highs, not dramatic low lows, and just kind of like trucking along. And sometimes it's hard for me to like, I just thought to myself, like, I'm just gonna scrap all this footage from today, but like, that's stupid. And more normal moms need more normal mom content that just showcases the basic house that they rent and their normal day with their kids and fun moments in there and beautiful books mixed in and all these things that are like the small normal joys of day-to-day life. And I think that that is much more normal than like big ups and downs and stuff. And I think sometimes it's nice just to get a snapshot into someone's day and even seeing how their mental state ebbs and flows throughout the day and stuff. Just like very mundane, very monotonous and stuff. And I'm just looking for like little dopamine hits where I can get them, but I'm trying not to spend money and shop and all of that. And, you know, just normal struggles of a nice, beautiful, average life. So I hope you enjoyed seeing these parts of my day. Maybe next week we will do a actual like topical video or a fun week in the life or something with a little more like aesthetics and transitions and stuff, because I really do enjoy making those. Like the creative process of making my first couple videos on here that were more like week in a lifestyle, I thought they were so fun to make and stuff. So I want to do a mix of like week in the life of like kind of more of the highlights and fun parts of the week mixed in with like join me in the trenches and we can feel less alone. So I love you guys. Thanks for watching and we will chat next week.